my goodness, thank you for coming on today and listening to the Tonya Hofmann fabulous TV show. I am so excited to have Marian LaSalle. Oh my gosh, you're going to be so amazed. She is my fabulous guest today. Hey, Marian!
Hi, Tonya. Hi, everybody.
And she's going to be talking to us a little bit about collaboration, joint venturing. Ooh, that is like, I'm drooling when people start talking about collaboration. Mm-hmm. Even the title of my nominations for my conference, the Public Speakers Conference, is Collaborator of the Year, which I think you should win this year. What do you think, Marian?
I think so. Yeah.
So make sure you stay all the way to the end because Marian is going to give you an offer today that you do not want to miss. You know, every one of my shows, my guests always give these amazing offers for you, and they're all free. So make sure you stick around to the very end. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, I always give you a tip. And last time we were talking about action. You've got to take action because it creates opportunities. And today with Marian talking about collaboration, it really does mean taking those opportunities, not just seeing somebody on stage and listening to them, but walking over there, meeting them, shaking their hand, asking them, how can you help them? And figuring out how can you collaborate, how can you connect with people. So I really want you to look at taking action. There is nobody on this God's green earth that you can't say hello to. And those who do not want to say hello, you don't need a joint venture with anyways. You don't need to collaborate with anyways. Those are the people you delete out of your life. So don't get all caught up with, I don't know if they're going to talk to me. How do you know if you don't? Just reach out. I have reached out to some of the biggest names in everything, in speaking and politics and everything, and most everyone I've gotten on the phone. And again, those who don't, bye. It's not that hard. So reach out, connect with me, connect with Marian, connect with all of my fabulous guests. Go out and have fun. Get to know people today. So Marian, I'm so excited that you're here today. So Marian is AKA By Your Side Guide. Don't you love that? She's an author, podcaster, speaker. We'll talk about that later. Blogger and trainer. She is the co-owner of the Tools, Tips, and Technology, which is live on iTunes now. Yay! And she loves speaking about collaboration, reputation marketing, which I know a lot of you need, and affiliate marketing. So thank you for coming on today, Marian.
Thank you, Tonya. It's so nice to be on with somebody that's excited like I am. I always get so excited. So thank you for being excited with me.
Yay! And we're both the type of people we use our hands, so I love that. So how did you get really started speaking and, getting out there more?
Oh, wow. Well, it's all your fault, of course. You know that. I remember going out to find speakers when I used to have a networking group, and we had a speaker every week, and I was running low, and I thought, I need to go out and find some speakers. I need to find people, that can entertain and educate, and so I think I just had a conversation, and the conversation went like this. Well, Marian, you're a speaker. I said, no, I'm not. I just run my group. And, well, don't you speak in front of your group every single week? Yeah, well, so I don't know. It was a mind shift, I think, Tonya. And I said, well, I'm not ready for that. And, the conversation just went uphill from there instead of downhill, right? The opportunities just started unraveling, and I found that not only could I connect with more people, but that what was inside was coming out in a way that I could never do any other way. Because yes, I blog and now I'm podcasting and all this, but it's different when you're speaking in front of a group. It allows you to really be you. You cannot hide when you're standing in front of a group.
And I feel that you actually get to connect with people more, you know, because it's that expertise that you have, you know, in front of a room versus just sitting one-on-one with somebody. And I love that you have always told me, and I use you as an example in all of my talks, as someone who's, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet, Tonya. I'm not ready. I mean, it was so funny. And I'm like, yes, you are. And I just love that you didn't cower back, because I think a lot of people, when someone pushes a little bit, they have a tendency to fall backwards. And you were like, I'm not ready. I'm like, yes, you are. And you're like, okay. And now you're running around and speaking, and you're like going crazy, and you're the keynote here, the keynote there. I'm so proud of you.
Do you know, Tonya, one of my favorite times speaking was a Public Speakers Association member that has a chapter in Pennsylvania wanted me to be the speaker. Well, they don't have the budget to fly me in and have a hotel and whatnot, so they Skyped me in, and it was amazing. And she told me that not only was everyone, you know, wowed with mine, but the technology and all the things that are happening. She had 2 people sign up as members that day, and she thanked me and sent me a card and everything. I just think it's just an opportunity. There's no boundaries anymore. There's nothing stopping us.
I know. Right? You know, I just had Elizabeth Quintanilla on the other as a guest, and that's what we were talking about is, you know, when I had my retail stores, I was stuck inside my retail store. Oh, yeah. And I had to, you know, put out an ad in newspapers or on the radio, and I certainly couldn't afford TV and barely could afford the radio. It was like $1,500 for a couple seconds, you know. And now, because of the internet, small business owners, one-off solopreneurs can go out and change lives now. Isn't that exciting? I find it exciting.
I do, and it is a mind shift, and thank you for being so, you didn't push me, but you allowed me to open my eyes and see the possibilities, and so I give you all the credit. Thank you very much, Tonya Hofmann.
Well, it's about inspiring people. You know, I saw your amazingness, and I'm like, I cannot believe you're telling me you're not ready, because to me, when people tell me that, it's like saying that you're wanting to keep all your goodness to yourself, and that's just being selfish. So I'm always like, just get out there and just do it.
Wrong.
So I know you do a lot with, you know, collaborations and joint ventures. Can you explain what that is? Because some people may not even be familiar with the words themselves.
Sure. You know, I love to tell stories, and so that probably will help you to understand why I got even involved in collaborating. I don't like doing anything alone. I can be alone. It's not that I'm afraid to be alone or I, you know, don't like myself. I can be alone all day. Sure, no problem. I work from home. I'm alone a lot. But I love doing things with other people, joint ventures, business dealings. It just brings in not only their expertise, which maybe you can't do everything yourself, right? So you have someone to help you with it. There's 2 people marketing it out there in the world, because we both have different types of communities that we can connect with, right? On social media and our friends. And so I found that by connecting with other people and doing joint ventures and even full out businesses, that I could go a lot faster, and I was happier. So it's just been the way it is. I don't do anything alone anymore as far as business goes. I always find somebody who can joint with me. But I've gotten really smart about that, Tonya. You know, not everybody is perfect for you, right?
Yeah, right. No mentioning any names.
And they're perfectly fine people, and they're fine business people, but for one reason or another, you know, your alignment has to match up. Like, making money. If that's not a priority for you, then you're not a good partner for me, right? If traveling around and speaking and getting out there and taking pictures everywhere we are and meeting other, all the stuff that we do, if that feels boring or if you don't like it, then you probably, we won't match. So does that kind of answer the overall question of what a collaboration is? And
yeah,
not really, right?
I think, for me too, I've been collaborating since I was 25. My husband and I have collaborated because he has a certain skill set that I don't have. He's the technology and, kind of the analytical person, and I'm kind of the forefront, the marketing, the ideas person. And I'm always telling people, if you're one or the other, you need the other person. And so it's great for people to partner up. And that doesn't mean that you have to be an official partner where you're, sharing all, the incomes and stuff. But you do need to connect with someone to help you do the other things because they need help with what you can do for them. So reach out and collaborate with somebody that can help you move forward because you can't do it all yourself.
And there are some people, Tonya, that tell me, well, I can't work with other people because I'm an A personality and it has to be my way and that's the way I am. And you know what? That's okay. You can still work with other people as virtual assistants, right? Even if you don't collaborate in the way that Tonya and I are talking about by joint ventures or partners. You can hire VAs and you can hire people that will take orders from you.
Exactly. And you don't have to be in business by yourself, right? I think that's what we're trying to say is it's more fun to find fabulous friends. And really, if you're just getting started or you're wanting to get started and you're like, well, I don't have anybody on Facebook or I don't have any people with their email addresses, and you're starting out at zero. The best way to find people who are going to love you, so your peeps, is to joint venture, is to connect with fabulous people who already have a list that's the same list that you're wanting to target. Don't target, someone who has, their list is, dead people or something. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. But anyways, there's all kinds of people.
Because you didn't want to offend anybody. That's why. You didn't want to offend, attorneys or accountants,
Exactly. So find the people who have the same target market as you and then collaborate together and do things together. And that way you're utilizing their people. And then as you're building your list, you're also sending them over to them. So it has to be a win-win. And I think that's what gets a lot of people messed up is that they start thinking it's all about them and they forget about the collaboration part. Do you find that happen?
I have another story.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do. Yeah, this is a really cool story because it involves you again. So I was at a networking event with another Public Speaker Association member, and we were talking about reputation marketing and management, and we were going over what we were doing, and we were really focused in on our businesses, right? And somebody overheard us that was running the group at the time, and they said, oh my goodness, Mary, everybody would want to hear about that. What if you two put on a presentation together? Well, you know what we did? We did a PowerPoint, and we listed everything that we were doing for our business, and it was really helping us. And so we brought that to the group, and we did a presentation. Do you know they loved it so much? We started getting asked to speak all over Houston at the different places, right? Including Public Speakers Association, the chapters. And so it just happened. Now that was a great collaboration. And what makes this story so interesting is he has a business that's totally different than mine. He is an author, and he only writes about health and nutrition from the biomolecular level of cause and effect, like serious diseases, cancer, and things that are totally different than my business, right? You wouldn't think we could merge together and do a presentation together. But his was all about keeping the business owner healthy, and my part was about keeping your online business healthy. And it worked.
Nice.
I mean, they loved it. Yeah.
Nice. I know. I heard great things about y'all's presentation. And I think that's too, the thing that always frustrates me is I'm a giver. That's just my, my
Yes,
ammo.
you are.
And to me, that's just something that comes very naturally to me. And when I'm giving to people, it seems very weird that every time I talk to somebody, that the only thing that's coming out of their mouth is what I can do for them. And soon it wears me out, right? And pretty soon I don't want to give to them anymore. And then they're like, hey, I haven't heard from you in forever, Tonya. I'm like, well, no duh, because I find that, it's got to be the win-win situation. And sometimes people forget and not to utilize, to use people so much that they feel used. And do you feel that way sometimes, that people are just like, Marian, give me another suggestion on this. And they never take it to another level where, hey, Marian, I've got something for you.
Well, Tonya, there's something you probably don't know about me, and that is I'm a Reiki master, and it's all about energy work, right? So I don't do that for my living or anything. It's just a personal preference. I wanted to learn more about how energy helps us. And one of the first things they taught us is that the energy needs to flow. So if I'm giving, and they're not giving anything back, the energy's stopped. And that doesn't feel good on either part. So I tell them right up front, I'm going to give you this, and we're going to, and then I can't wait to see what you can give me back, so I'm just upfront with people now. You have to, it's a give and take. It's not that I'm selfish, because I'm not. I'm just as giving as you are, Tonya, I think.
Yes.
I feel like I am anyway.
You're fabulous. You're fabulous. And that's what, I was at an event one time, and you could appreciate this. I was in this big group, and I came in, and a lady, it was kind of her peeps, and everything. And I sat down, and she introduced me to everybody. And I was like, oh, how nice, because this lady always wants something from me. And she said in front of everybody, oh, my gosh, you have got to get to know Tonya. She gives me all this stuff, and she never expects anything in return. And I was like, that pretty much sums it up.
That's why you haven't been down. Okay. Got it.
I'm like, wow. So at least I know where she's coming from. But, and I think a lot of times people forget, that it is about collaborating long term. It's not just one time and then you're done,
Right. Right.
So how do you think, what's the difference between joint ventures and collaborators, do you find? Or is they pretty much the same?
I don't really know what the technical term would be for one or the other. I just know that usually joint ventures to me means a short term. So, and collaborating can mean it too. So for me, though, if someone says, hey, I want a joint venture with you, I think they mean, hey, let's do a project together, like what Red O'Loughlin and I did, where we spoke together, right? And it was a short-term thing. It's over now. When I'm collaborating on a business with somebody, it's usually a longer term. It may not be forever, but it's longer, I think.
Yeah,
do you
I love
find that to be true?
Yeah, that's a great comparison. And, and for me too, when you're looking at the amazing people you get to know, if you're really wanting to bring them into your world, there is nothing faster than figuring out how you can help them and collaborating on a project. Right. I was talking to a huge speaker the other day, and I was like, hey, what can we do together? How can I help you? And we worked out this whole webinar thing that we're doing together.
Thank you. How can I help you? What can we do together? Those are great sentences to say to anybody, right?
Exactly. That's how I'm always telling my speakers, reach out and touch somebody today. If you're wanting to be in part of somebody's event, say hello to them. Actually, there's a thing called the phone or Skype or Uvu or whatever, And talk to people. That no one wants to read a resume.
They're not going to.
Exactly. I mean, even if you're trying to get a job, if you're just trying to get out there and find a job, actually walk in and say hello to people. I was talking to an employer the other day, and they're like, yeah, what happened to people actually walking in and shaking my hand? You know?
That's long gone, I guess.
Well, I think the internet's kind of made people feel distance, you know, and feel a little, you know, kind of introverted, because I think a lot of us are. I know I've always been very introverted. And so sometimes it's a safety feeling that you're kind of in your own home or own office and kind of separated from people. But that's exactly what you are. You're separated from people.
People don't believe that when we tell them, Tonya, that we're really it takes effort to be who we are, right?
I'm a recovering introvert, so you know, the other day I was at a big conference that I'm the speaker in. I'm like the keynote, and all of a sudden I look around. I'm like, wait a moment. Why am I standing against the wall? People were all running around and stuff, and I was like, you know, sitting over in the wall, and I'm like, oh my gosh, would you get out there? What are you doing?
You forgot.
I forget. I'm like, oh yeah, I have to go talk to people. So my introvertness still comes out.
On my podcast and in some of the courses and workshops that we do, I talk about the tools that you can use to collaborate, because like we were saying earlier, you can talk to people just like you and I are talking, Tonya. I don't even know where you are in the world right now. You could be in Budapest. I don't know. The internet allows us to talk no matter where you are. And Uvu is a great opportunity. Look, we're side to side. It's not like Skype where, you know, there's one speaker and there's little people. I mean, we've come a long way. Right? So just look at all the tools now. Google now has all in the drive. You have all these different tools you can use. You can actually see each other making changes and you know, like a word type of situation where you can make, the Excel type of situation where you guys are working on projects together. There's no limits. That's what I love about collaborating now.
Exciting, though. You know, yes, nothing is perfect still. You know, there's still things that need to be tweaked, and you know, the internet still needs to get to the point where we don't go, you know, sometimes.
I know.
But you know, it's so open, and the availability is incredible. So I'm really excited that you're on today. Can you give us? I know you have a great offer, and I'm just blown away by your offer. Can you tell people what it is?
Well, as you know, I love to collaborate. So I would like to talk to you. That's right. I want to talk to you. So let's strategize together. Let me help you collaborate, either with me or with somebody that you've been wanting to collaborate with. Let's spend time together. I want to get on Uvu or the phone, whatever you're feeling comfortable with, and let's work together. Okay, so go to my toolstipsandtechnology.com website, and on the side, you're going to see a little button that says voicemail. That's right. You can leave me a voicemail right on my website. It's so cool. Modern technology. Wow. Don't you love it? And leave me a message and tell me what you'd like to talk about. And I'm going to call you back. I promise. Just leave me your phone number and a message, and I will get back with you. And we can either work together, or I can help you work with somebody. Anywhere in the world.
So say the website real slow for them so they have a chance to write it down.
Okay. Just in case they're driving or something while they're listening to this, right?
Exactly.
It's tools, tips, and technology.com.
And is all spelled out?
And technology. It is. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yep. Awesome.
We have a podcast. You can go on iTunes and check out our show. And we've got all kinds of great things going on. Tonya, I forgot to tell you, this is brand new. I had a brainstorm the other day, and we came up with this really cool thing. It's called Late Night Online Friends Happy Hour. Oh. Every Thursday night, we are in a room similar to this, and up to 25 people can come in, and we just talk about the latest and greatest, graphics, collaboration, whatever the topic is for that night, and it is fabulous, and it's hot. So come on in.
How fun is that? I love new ideas like that.
Yeah, if you go to the website on the menu bar, there's something that says Happy Hour. You just click on that, and you'll get right in.
So make sure you also follow Marian LaSalle all over the place. And her last name is LaSalle. Don't forget the E and 2 L's. And Marian is amazing, and you will want to follow her, get connected to her, because she's just a wealth of knowledge, and I love being around people like her anyways, because she's so nice. So thank you, Marian, for being on today. I really appreciate your time. And I want you to come back. I want you to give us some more information. Okay.
Okay.
Because you have so much information about, marketing and internet marketing, websites. So I'd love to have you back on as often as you can.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Tonya. Bye,
Awesome.
everybody.
So please, everyone, also check out publicspeakersassociation.com, and you'll be able to see Marian there. So if you're looking for a speaker, make sure you go check her out. Also, I'd love to be at your next event. If it's a virtual event, in-person event, we're both welcome to come out and have fun with you and make a difference for you and your peeps, all the people that are in your life. So reach out to both of us and collaborate and see how we can help you. Both of us know a lot of people, so reach out and say hello. And then stick around, come on our next show. We always have incredible guests like Marian and Elizabeth and all these fabulous people that will make you go, what do I need to do? And I'm going to challenge you by the end of this year. Okay, so if you I always look at myself a year progress. If I look at myself a year previous, I don't want to recognize myself. I'm like, who is that woman way back there? I don't want to recognize myself in a year, because I want to challenge myself that much to do things that I didn't think I would be able to do, that I didn't even know that was possible to do. I get to do things now that I'm like, really? Just like the awards banquet that I went to. How would I have known that I would have been selected and nominated to be a CEO of the year? I would have never thought that. So reach out and do things and keep action and keep going, and anything that you're a little afraid of, do it. I always make myself do anything that I'm afraid of. So, besides jumping out of airplanes, things that make sense. I know some of y'all are going, public speaking is not going to make any sense to me. So thank y'all for coming on. Thank you, Marian. Y'all have a fantastic
Thank you, Tonya.
day. Bye.